time is short.
Yes, it does.
And he's trying to cause havoc in the earth, and he needs a body. And the Bible said Jesus went everywhere teaching and preaching the gospel of the kingdom. And so when he taught and preached the gospel of the kingdom, demons was cast out. People were healed. People were delivered and set free. And he said, these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name they shall have new coffee spots. They shall fill their church up with donuts, and the people will come. These are the signs. When you go to church, what is the sign? Donut sign. Hot donuts after service. And you can't concentrate on the service because you're thinking about those Krispy Kreme donuts at the end of the service. And these signs shall follow them that believe. They shall have bingo night, fundraisers, chicken dinners, fish dinners to support the gospel. What kind of God is that? If we got to kill fish and we got to kill chickens to fill the church of God with money, there is something wrong. It said the kingdom will supply all our needs. So we got to put the pressure on the kingdom. All right. Now this is a song of Moses. Moses is about to die. And he's talking to the children of Israel. I'll start in 31. Verse 28, Deuteronomy 38. Deuteronomy 31. Y'all messing me up. Y'all talking in the midst of the sermon. Now, all right. I got too many Bible scholars. Deuteronomy 31.
Yes.
All right, let's go at 24. So it was when Moses had completed writing the words of the law in the book, they were finished. Then Moses commanded the Levites who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, take this book of the law and put it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there as a witness against you. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. If today, while I'm yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against the Lord, then how much more after my death? Gather to me all the elders of the tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their hearts, in their hearing, and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will become utterly corrupt, and you will turn aside from the way which I commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the works of your hands. Now this is Moses telling them what they're going to do in the future. Now he's talking to the new generation. Let's go to verse 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, he will show you your elders, and they will tell you, when the Most High divided their inheritance up to the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam and set the boundaries of the people, according to the number of the children of Israel.
Yes.
For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the place of inheritance. Talking about Israel, he found him in a desert land, in a wasteland, a howling wilderness. He encircled him, he instructed him, he kept it as the apple of his eye.
Yes, it
and
does.
as the eagle stirs up his nest, hovered over his young, spread out his wing, taking them up, carried them on his wing. So the Lord alone led him, and there was no foreign God with him.
Amen.
So this is God talking about how he carried the children of Israel, how he carried Jacob, Israel. He blessed them, took him to the land of milk and honey. He made him ride in the heights of the earth, that he might eat the produce of the field. He made him draw honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock, curds from the cattle, and milk of the flock, with the fat of lambs and the rams of the breed of Bashan and goats, with the choice wheat, and you drank wine and the blood of grapes. But Jeshurun, which is another name for Israel, or the Hebrew poetic name, are righteous ones. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. You grew fat and you grew thick and you are obese. You forsook God who made you and scornfully esteemed him the rock of his salvation. So now he's saying, I did all this stuff for you. I took you in the desert. I gave you light in the dark time. And I gave you heat. And I gave you rest in the desert. I gave you water out of dry places. And now it's time for you to serve me. And you kicking against me.
Yeah.
You lived your life in pleasure. You grew fat. You grew thick. and yet the devil's still progressing. They provoke him to jealousy with foreign gods. That's the issue. With abomination, they provoke him to anger. They sacrifice to demons, not to gods. To gods they did not know, to new gods, new arrivals that your father did not fear. Of the rock of Christ, who begot you, you are unmindful. You forgot about me and have forgotten the God who fathered you. I fathered you. I took you out of Egypt, and I took you through the wilderness, and I took you through the hard time, and I protected you from the Egyptians. And now here you are. You eat at Publix, but you pay Walmart. You eat at Publix, but your heart is with Walmart. And the church, the children of Israel, they committed apostasy. They turned their back on God. And he said, when the Lord saw it, he spurned them because of the provocation of his sons and daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see their end will be. For they are a perverse generation, children in whom is no faith. They have provoked me to jealousy by what is not God. They have moved me to anger by these foolish idols. But I will provoke them to jealousy by those who are not a nation. I will move them to anger by a foolish nature, for a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn to the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. This is what's going on in the nation. I will heap disasters on them, and I will spend my arrows on them. At least 25 dead in California from raging wildfires.
Yes.
This is what's happening in the nation because we have forsaken God.
Yep.
His hands is off of us. God, we don't want you in the schools, therefore guns come in the school.
Right.
God, we don't want you in our nation. I don't need you. Therefore, there's no protection against these mass murderers who's going out and being seduced by spirits.
Right.
There is no protection for the people who are not in Christ. And if you're in Christ and you're not rooted and grounded in Christ, you're going to be shaken by what's going to go on. Right. They shall be wasted with hunger, devoured by pestilence and bitter destruction. I also will send against them the teeth of beasts, with the poison of serpents of dust. The sword shall destroy outside. There shall be terror within for the young man and the virgin, the nursing child, with the man of a gray hair. I would have said, I would dash them into pieces. Everybody's in terror. Nobody's protected. The nursing home being shot up. Babies dying. What? Because we said, God, we don't need you in America.
Yeah.
The Democrats enough. The Republicans enough. The government's enough. And we call on the government when we go in times of trouble. What is the government going to do?
Nothing. It's limited what they can do.
North Carolina. I think they're only going to get 1% of the money they need to rebuild because of the hurricane. They're only going to get 1% from Washington, D.C. And you trust the government? My cousin's house totally submerged on the water. He's 60-some years old. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? If you don't trust in God, where is your faith? Is your faith in the government? Government's they're going to drop you. Your insurance definitely going to drop you.
Come on. That's the prophetic word.
Look what God says. Had I not feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should misunderstand, lest they should say, our hand is high. So God said, I'm gonna be merciful to you too, because the enemy gonna think that they did it. But it's because our hand is high. Is not the Lord who has done all this? For they are a nation void of counsel, nor is there understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they will consider the latter end. How can one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 in flight unless their big rock, has sold them? God said, I took my hands off of them. And the Lord has surrendered them. For the rock, the little rock, is not like our big rock. Even our enemies themselves being judges, for their vine is vine sour, the clusters are bitter, the wine is poison of serpents, and the cruel venom of cobras. Is this not laid up in store with me? Seal up among my treasures. Vengeance is mine and recompense. Now, vengeance to God is not revenge, it is justice. And their foot shall slip in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things to come hasten upon them. For the Lord will judge his people and have compassion on his servant. When he sees that their power is gone, and there's no one remaining bond or free, he will say, where are their gods? Where are your gods now? The rock in which you sought refuge, where is he now? Who ate at the fat of their sacrifices and drink the wine of their drink offering, lest they rise and help you to be your refuge. These gods, these demons that you serve, where are they now? Now see that I am, even I am, there is no God besides me. I kill and make alive, and I wound and I heal. Nor is there any who can deliver from my hand. For I will raise my hand to heaven and say, as I live forever, and I whet my glittering sword, and my hand takes hold of the judgment. I will bring vengeance to my enemies, and repay those who hate me. I will make arrows drunk with blood, and my sword will devour flesh, with the blood of the slain and the captive, from the heads of leaders of the enemy. Rejoice, O Gentiles, when his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servant, and render vengeance to his adversary. He will provide atonement for his land and his people. He's not going to let the enemy totally wipe us out. He's going to deal with the devil. He's going to deal with our enemy. But we as the people of God, we can deal with him now. It says, how can you destroy a man's good except you first bind the strong man? So we need to bind the strong man that's up in Washington, D.C., which is a spirit of division that